Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. For the new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. For the viewers, thank you for clicking this video. So in today's video guys, I am going to be breaking down the only time frame that you need to become profitable in Forex, right? So guys, when it comes to the time frames that you need, you know what I mean, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. To me personally, I believe that you only need one time frame, right? Like you literally only need one time frame. And when I say one time frame guys, specifically you only need the 1 hour time frame, right? Not the 2 hour time frame, not the 3 hour, not the 4 hour guys. You only need the 1 hour time frame, and you need the daily time frame, right? So let me break down everything and explain to you exactly why I'm saying this, right? So the reason I'm saying this guys is because of my strategy that I use, right? So I used the strategy called the ICC concept, right? And the ICC concept basically just means, you know, indication, correction, continuation, right? So indication, correction, continuation. So we're basically looking for this same pattern play out in the Forex market. And with this specific strategy, guys, there's specific systems that you need to understand with this strategy, right? So the first one is going to be how a trend works, simply creating higher highs and higher lows, or indication, correction, continuation, indication, correction, continuation, right? And then same thing goes for the downtrend, right? When price is trending down, it gives an indication, corrects itself, continues the trend, gives that indication, corrects itself, continues the trend. Now, the second system that you need to understand is going to be the reversal system, how reversals work. And essentially, guys, reversals work when price breaks the previous low or high, right? So let's say price is literally in an uptrend right now here. The current low right now is literally this low right here. This is the current low, right? So price literally needs to break and close below this low. Then once price does this, then we can anticipate a retracement and then the change of trend. So this is basically what the ICC concept is about, right? So to tie everything together, right? Let's say we are in a trade right now, price is going up, right? We're going to enter our trade here because price has given us the correction, and then we enter our trade, right? Price is still trending up. Then for a reversal to happen, price needs to break below the previous low. Once that happens, then we can anticipate price, you know, goes into a downtrend like this. And then same thing happens for price to change from a downtrend to an uptrend. Price has to break above the previous high, break and close, right? And I'm talking about the body close, not the wick, right? The body close. So once that happens, boom, we can anticipate a retracement and then change of trend. This is basically the ICC concept, guys, right? Literally the ICC concept. Now, in terms of the time frame, guys, let's actually track this and let me show you how you could have actually cut this whole move here, right? So let's start from here. As you can see, guys, price was literally in a downtrend, right? And before price, you know, started buying up, you know, let's use the same concept we're using. You know, this was the previous low right there, right? That price needed to break for the trend to change from sells to buys, right? So like I told you, price needs to break what? The previous high, in this case here, right? So price needs to break the previous high for the trend to change, right? So basically that's what happened here. And as you can see, price came, closed with this candle above the previous high, because the high here counts when it has at least 2 buy candles, right? So you cannot use this as the high because it has only 1 buy candle, right? You can consider this too as the high. You are correct, but this is not the previous high. This is the previous high, right? Very simple. So price broke above the previous high. Once it broke above the previous high, we were waiting for a retracement. So in this case, price retraced to our area of interest here that has been tested multiple times, as you can see, and then price retraced, and then as you can see, it's bought up right now. Now let's actually follow the trend, right? So when price broke past that previous high, it created a low and then created a high here, right? So now when price created this high, your first entry basically would have been from here. This would be your first entry, boom, right? And then full TP here. Something simple, right? Your first entry was here. This is your first entry. So I'm going to put it right there. This is your first entry. Boom. Right? Now, price created a high here. Now, let me ask you a question. What is the low that price needs to break for the trend to change from buys to sells? The answer is going to be this low here. Why? Because this low has at least 2 sell candles. You cannot use this because this only has 1 sell candle. You cannot use this because this only has 1 sell candle. You cannot use this because this is not the previous low. This is a low, yes, but this is the previous low. You get me? Right? So price was now here, created a low here, as you can see, and then bought up again and created a high. Now, when price created a high here, your second trade would have literally came from here. Why? Because, you know, again, you could probably enter a trade here and you'd probably have lost that trade, right? But your second trade came from here because this was your area of interest. And like I told you guys, you always take your trades from your area of interest. Right? So as you can see, price came, tapped this area of interest, gave you a shooting star. This would have been your second entry right there, right? So we can put the second entry right there. Boom. So this is your first entry, this is your second entry, right? And as you can see, price now created a high here. Now, once price created a high here, right, the low now that price needs to break for the trend to change from buys to sells is now going to be this low here. Why is it this low? Because it has at least 2 sell candles, right? It could be this low, but this low is already the first low that price needs to approach first, right? So this is the low that price needs to break. Now, the reason I'm making an emphasis on this is because, guys, a lot of people will get confused, right? Because like I told you, for the trend to change, you know, price needs to break the previous high, right? Now, in this case, as you can see, there's multiple, you know what I mean? In the case of a downtrend, there's multiple highs here. So you cannot know which high you can pick that's going to represent the actual high. That is why I'm telling you the system that we use is for the high to be valid, it has to have at least 2 buy candles, right? In the case of a downtrend, and in the case of an option, it has to have at least 2 sell candles. Very simple. Now, when price created this high here, right, we're waiting for a retracement. And as you can see, price gave us a 50% retracement on this move. If you say it's not 50%, we can literally just do it right now. Boom, boom, 50%. As you can see, boom, 50%, right? And like I told you in my last video, guys, you know, this buy is very iffy because, you know, it hasn't retraced 50%. So as you can see, price did retrace 50%. Then it gave a what? Shooting star, or you could call this a bullish engulfing. So this would be a third entry right there, right? So boom, this is your third entry. And as you can see, price now created a high. Now, when price created a high, let me ask you this. What is the low that price needs to break for the trend to change from buys to sells? It's going to be this low, clearly. Why? Because price has at least 2 sell candles. Now, in this case here, notice that price did close below this low, but it then now reversed. But like I thought you said, you know, the trend has to change if price breaks the low. Yes, you're right. But obviously, probabilities, guys, Forex is not 100% concrete. If not, I would have over leveraged in all my trades, right? But guys, when it comes to experience, you understand that you can still catch moves like this. How? Let me give you a very solid example. Now, guys, you might think this is your first time you've encountered this, but guys, this is literally like my 4th, 5th time encountering things like this, where price does change trend, but then now reverses immediately. Another example is here too. As you can see, price did the same thing here, broke trend, anticipating buys, and you would have been caught up with this shooting star entry here, but this was the move right here, right? Now, this same move that happened right here, where price breaks the trend and then reverses, literally happened over here too. Literally happened over here too, as you can see. Boom, right? Price created a high here, broke past the previous low, which was like this, and then reversed again. So again, like I told you, it's all about experience, right? So if you did know that, hey, you know, sometimes price can reverse, then you will understand, okay, yeah, this might actually reverse. And the reason for the reversal, in my experience, is because price was reacting off of the daily area of interest, right? So if you notice, this same setup here, where price broke the trend above this daily area of interest happened in this same place too, right? Price broke literally below this, above the daily area of interest, and as you can see, price then shot up. But this is basically, the time frames that you need, guys. Like I told you guys, I only use the 1 hour time frame, guys. You can literally follow, the markets with only one time frame. The reason I use 2 time frames, guys, is because you want to know where price wants to quote unquote reverse from, right, or consolidate in, right, or just look at the macro point of view. And like I told you guys, the daily time frame is just to look at the overall scheme of work, right, the overall thing. And then the 1 hour time frame is literally just to follow the trend, right? And then in my previous video, I did mention the 5-minute time frame is used for my entries, but honestly, guys, I've come to the conclusion that it's too. I'm not that person. You know what I mean? I'm not him, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not him. I'm not the person that can enter a 5-minute entry, especially if I could lose in like 2-3 minutes, and then coupled with the fact that I can only trade 4 trades or 2 trades. Then imagine me taking only 2 trades within 20 minutes, and then I have like the rest of the session to trade. Obviously I would blow my account, right? So I think it's best I just stick to the 1 hour time frame. And guys, like I said, like usually how I trade is I wait for price to give me an entry, right? And then once price gives me an entry, I go to the 5-minute time frame to look for my entry so that I can use a small stop loss. But guys, I've learned that, guys, price will give you the small stop loss you're looking for. So in this case here, like in terms of using a small stop loss, guys, I've learned that, okay, all I have to do is literally just, use the candles as my stop loss. So what I mean by this is, instead of going to the 5-minute time frame to, wait for an entry, all I'm going to do is literally just wait for price, to give me my first 1 hour entry here. Boom. And then when price breaks above or just literally crosses the wick above this, I place my entry there, and then my stop loss literally below this candle wick here. Right, so again, another example is, let's say price gives me an entry here. Immediately price crosses this area, I would place my entry, my second entry here, and then stop loss literally above this specific candle here. Right, so that way, what I mean, I'm only using one time frame to find a small stop loss. Right, but yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys gained a lot from this, and I will see you guys in a different video. Peace.